Hi everyone, it's Tiffany, and today I have this printable that I wanted to work with in my circle journal, in one of my circle journals, just to play around and see if this format even works, because I've been scanning some of my mixed media art, some fabrics that I've hand dyed, some watercolor artwork, and I put it all together on this sheet, and I was like, this would make a really nice, like, kind of a journal page kit. So the idea is you could just print out this one page and use it maybe with a few other things if you wanted to, but I just wanted to see if I could just print this out and use just the items on this page to make an art journal page. That's the idea that I'm going for. Now, I have to kind of put it to the test and see if that's gonna work or not. I do like using real pieces of fabric and textiles and that kind of stuff, but I thought, you know, not everyone has access to those things, so let me just see what I can do as far as providing something. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna use my ruler to just tear. Yeah, so I just thought it would be nice for people who might not have a lot of supplies and fodder and things that they can use, because I do know that printables can be very handy to have. I used to use printables, and the problem was, you know, it was like I needed some more ideas on how to use those printables. So I'm thinking if I can figure out how to use this in some way, shape, or form. This is not obviously very squared up, but that's how my fabric looks in real life, and I never use straight pieces anyway, so that's what you're getting here. I didn't want to like make it all fake, like I wasn't gonna go and press it to make it look nice for the scan, because that's not how I typically use these. And also, it would be fun to figure out a way to rough these up. Maybe I will do that with scissors. Yeah. So I'm not gonna do this unless I know that I'm gonna use it though. But that's an option. I didn't use my good scissors because this will probably cut. It might work better. Oh no, I feel like this will cut more than these dull ones that I have. All right, so that's something I can do later. I'm just gonna cut this out. Look, I have no idea. Did not pre-plan any of this. I have no idea whether this will work or not. So we'll just see what happens. I don't like the jagged edge here. You might hear some splashes of rain. Actually, it's not rain. You might just hear some water, dripping water outside. It's snow that's melting. Snow in April. I don't know what it is today. 14th? 17th? Okay, it's the 17th. So yeah, it's April 17th, and there's snow that fell all day yesterday, and it's melting. And before that, we had some warm weather, and the snow had already melted, and there was a huge flood down the street from us. Like, the park, not right next to us, but a few miles from where I live, there was this park, and the water was so high, it was nearly to the top of the slide. It's crazy. But that's because before that we had about 3 or 4 feet of snow, and sorry, I need my glasses. And all of that just melted within 2 days. Just all the snow from the entire winter. And we had a super snowy winter here in Minnesota, and it all melted in 2 days. So we had a lot of flooding, and then the next day it got cold again and snowed some more. So a lot of freezing. It's just been some crazy weather so far this winter and this spring. But I'm really excited for warmer weather so I can go out to my garden and plant things. I just bought some shallot sets. I don't know if they're called sets. I know onions are called sets when you buy the little baby onions. But they didn't have the ones that I wanted yet. But they had shallots, and I'm gonna try growing that this year. It seems like every year I always try something new. It's like a big experiment garden. I don't grow a lot of one thing except stuff like onions, where you get a ton in the package, and if I know, I'll eat it all. But if I buy plants, I'll just buy like 1 or 2 of a lot of plants. But last year I didn't do as many different varieties of things, and this year I'm gonna try not to. I'm gonna try to not go overboard again. So I just don't have as much time, but I did get some poppy seeds last year, and they didn't do great, but I got poppy seeds again this year because you gotta try different varieties, I think. So I got a different variety, and I'm hoping they do better. But like that. So I'm not ready to give up on the poppies yet, but I do want to try adding. Why am I working with this? This has gotta go into a page, I think. I do like growing flowers that I can use for things, for art now. Used to be more of a veggie garden, but now I'm thinking about what I can use for, this would be a cute pocket, for things like eco printing and just inspiration. So I'm hoping that my garden becomes more of that, like a place of inspiration. I like this with the black and white page. Where's that other black and white page? So I got excited when I put this here because I was thinking, what if I made a pocket and I made a tag or something to slide that into? Made the pocket decorative with like a little flower on there. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to trace this circle. So this is a circle book that I made. This is one of several circle books that I made. Oh, let me see if this is even straight. Yeah, well, it's too late now, isn't it? I'll straighten it out when I glue it on, I guess. Yeah, this is one of several circle books that I made, and I have been recording to make a class. It's a circle book class, and it is going to come out in May. I think it's going to be maybe the end of May. We'll see. We'll see. Hopefully when it gets closer to the time, I will do a little promo of the circle books. But I wanted to use some of the books as I'm making them because they're actually really fun to work in. Okay, I like that. It's not quite straight. And the only way you know is because it's gridded here. So I guess I could straighten that out, but I'm not gonna worry about it. I don't like a straight look there. Let's see what happens if I just tear some of this. There we go. Where'd that other one go? Oh, here we go. Oh, yeah, my cat's gonna come over and say hi. All right, buddy. Hi there. Okay. All right, that was a quick visit from Oliver. He just likes to come say hi in the afternoons sometimes. Rough this one up a bit. Would be fun to add some sewing to this too. Maybe I will figure out how to do that. I was, right before my cat came in and interrupted, I was looking at this line here. I love that kind of a pinky reddish line on this piece of fabric. This is one that I hand dyed with hibiscus tea or hibiscus flowers. All right, I like that edge. So I'm wondering, oh, I do like that. With this on top, rough that up a bit. That's the one thing that I miss about working with the real piece of fabric, but that's why I'm trying this out, to see if I can just kind of recreate that effect. Okay, so I'm gonna lay this out and then decide where I want to cut this piece. Or does that piece even need to be there? Yeah, something needs to be back there. Oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Let me cut this guy out too. I might need to add in some other, like a dark piece of paper. So I might not be able to get away with only using these pieces of paper. I'll have to see. And if that's the case, I don't know if that means I'll need to add in like a little strip of dark paper onto this. Okay, I can see, I cut this out and I can see that I need something dark because I have a lot of lighter colors. I do have some dark bits on here, but it's really not enough. So I'm gonna pull this in. This is just a scrap of collage fodder. I don't know when or how I made it. Most likely from fodder school. It looks like there's some dots with a wash of one of my favorite colors of Payne's Gray, or maybe it's Prussian blue over the top. So I'm gonna use a tiny square of it, and then I think what I'll do is I will scan this and add it to this. Maybe I can, I don't know where I will add it or how. I feel like I just need a tiny piece of it. So depending on how much I use, I'll just add like a small piece, or I will maybe I'll square up one of these pieces and make it smaller or something. Who knows? Because I do feel like I don't need this whole piece. In fact, let me tear this and use a smaller amount. Yep. And yeah, see, this is just basically the same color. So I need something that contrasts. I think what I'll do is maybe I'll add this as a tag, and the tag will go in here like this. And I'll put this one as a decorative thing here. I don't know if the shape of these leaves is working out very well with what I've got going on, but we'll figure it out here. Okay. Like that. trying to think which way I want the flower to be. All right, this is gonna have to happen. So I just don't like the way this leaf is here, so I'm gonna cut that leaf off and I'm gonna reattach it in a different position. I think I would want it to go like this, right? It would be nice if it, oh yeah, if it went something like that. And then I feel like this would be great if it was more of a square. Kind of a squarish shape. Oop. Let's do this. That. There we go. And then yeah, I like that. And then what if this became part of the tag? Okay, kind of like that. All right, I'm gonna glue these together, or should I sew them? I really want to sew. So I'm gonna sew this. Okay, I like how that looks. Got you guys all zoomed in. And then I am going to make this a tag. And I actually like how it's kind of wonky because the flower is wonky. And so I like that it's torn and not perfectly straight. I like that the circle is a nice like round, straight. What do I want to say? It's like a perfect circle, but the rest of it is not. It doesn't have that straight of edges. You know what I'm saying? There's like a lot of imperfections contrasting with things that are a little more perfect. So I'm going to just glue this. You don't need to watch me glue. What I'm gonna do is just do a little bit of gluing on my papers. Gluing of my papers with sorry, let me concentrate here real quick. Gotta think about the gluing. Okay. I don't like for things to be like, I didn't want that flower to be right in the center. So I wanted to put it off center as much as possible without it looking weird. and I didn't like that straight edge. And I'm just putting like a couple dabs of this glue on because I think I'm gonna sew it. Even if I don't sew it, it'll be okay. It'll hold. This glue is really nice. This Uhu glue, or Yuhu, however people pronounce that one. And so I'm gonna glue this one. Okay, this is my last bit of gluing here. And then I don't like for things to stick out outside of this circle. I think it's odd. If I make a whole book and things are sticking out everywhere, that would be really cute. But so far I haven't been doing that. I guess I could start now, but it's too late. yeah, I just, you know, I have a flip through of my 100-day project journal, the really thick one, and there are stuff sticking out. Like these leaves, I intentionally stuck them out on the edges, and that is a lot of fun. That's a fun way to work, but I don't always do that. But maybe one of my dozen circle books, I will do that, because can you imagine? Just like leaves sticking all around, just, it'd be so cute. Okay. Before I get too distracted, I was just gonna reach for a black marker and go do some dashes around there, but then I was like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna sew. So I'll just sew. Instead of making fake sewing lines, let me go ahead and add some real sewing in there. And this I'm going to glue down also. Give that one a little time to dry before I stick it in my sewing machine, which has never had an issue with sewing through glue before, not glue stick. It's fine with that. I love using my sewing machine to glue paper. I love the feel of it. I love the sound of it. I like how it looks afterwards. If that's not something you are doing, I strongly encourage you to do that. It's a whole different, I feel like it's a whole different type of art, you know? You can be a sewer. I used to be a quilter. I guess, I don't know if you're always a quilter once you quilt or what, but I've put my quilt aside. I'm just gonna make these little cuts and see if I can make a kind of a fringy look. Yeah, I used to quilt quite a lot, and as fun as that was, there's just something different about sewing through paper or paper and fabric together. Okay, that's fun. Pull some of those bits out. Yeah. It feels like, you know, you ever cut your own bangs and you try to make it like a jagged line so it's not perfectly straight? That's what it feels like I'm doing. Just like turning my scissors just at a slight angle and letting some of them get cut completely off and doing some longer cuts and shorter cuts. That's what I would do with my bangs when I used to cut bangs, when I had bangs for a little while. Okay, then this is gonna be a little pocket for this flower. All right, I'm gonna go sew. So this is, you know, I got a pocket. I got a page, basically. That's a page, and then I got a little bonus, right? I could have, if I didn't want to make this a pocket, could have just made that a page and then put this over here. Now that I'm looking at this, I do like that. Well, I have until I'm done sewing to figure that out. And then I have these pieces. So that little square of the blue, the dark blue, did kind of, it is kind of important. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to add something dark I might have to make 2 pages, like a 2-page download, because it's hard for me to fit all this stuff into just 1 page. So maybe that's what you'll see on my website when you see this video. Who knows? It'll be interesting. All right, I'm gonna sew and then I'll come right back. Okay, I think they turned out really cute. I love having this stitching on there because it adds that texture that I needed when I work with fabrics and paper. I get this, you know, cool combination of textures that I just love. And because these weren't actually fabrics, they're, you know, printouts, I wasn't getting that. So having the stitching there just made it so much better. This kind of just stitching over everything, making kind of an assemblage and then stitching over it all was something that I learned from Megan Quinlan, who is just a fabulous artist, fantastic person. If you have not seen her YouTube channel, go check it out. It's Megan Quinlan Studio. She makes wonderful stencils too. And yeah, that's just something that I learned from her. There's a lot of things I've learned from her, but that's one of those things that I learned. And I love using that because you don't have to follow any sort of lines. Your whole entire goal is just to try and get things stitched together so it holds together. Just gonna trim that just a bit. Now I just have to figure out how to attach this pocket, and it's not gonna be with a glue stick. I like to use this glue, this art glitter glue, because it holds really pretty quickly and it dries clear, does really well with thicker papers. I did print this out on thicker paper than typical. It's a, you know, it's like premium HP paper or whatever, meant for laser printers, which is what I printed this out on. Although my inkjet does do a really good job too. You can definitely print it out on an inkjet and you'll still get a pretty good quality of print. But remember right before this I was talking about making 2 pages. I think I definitely will make 2 pages because as I was stitching around the leaves, some of the leaves got bent. Like this one is just got folded. You know, it's just a little bump there, which I kind of like actually because it gives it a little dimension. But I might just put the clip art part of it, the cutout part, in on a separate page, maybe different sizes. Then you'd have the option to print that out on a heavier cardstock or maybe the premium paper. And then the backgrounds you could print out on thinner paper. Oops, I don't want to put that in there yet. I gotta wait for this to dry, which it's basically dry. But yeah, I think that's it. It's finished. So I love it. I'm gonna, do you think this counts as part of my 100-day project? Is this fodder? Well, it is using fodder, but I just created it by printing it out. So, but it is a copy of fodder that I already had. I don't know. Anyway, I'm very close to 50 days, on day 50 of using fodder, which is my 100-day project. I might consider this day 49. I don't know. We'll have to see. All right. Well, thanks for joining me, everyone. I hope you had fun watching me make this and do a little problem solving. And yeah, hopefully I'll have this as a little printable kit for you in my shop. It's TiffanySimplySharp.com, and yeah, I'll just put a link to that at the bottom. Please give it a thumbs up. Give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. All right, bye. Have a good day.